Morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is where you're at. Welcome to Collider Dailies. I'm John Aljets, and joining me is Perri Nemiroff. Hey, how are you doing?
I am very excited for you to do all the heavy lifting today, John. I am just along for the ride.
It does make me a little nervous to be the one, hosting this episode because it's like I'm sitting here with someone who, in my opinion, is probably one of the greatest of all time when it comes to hosts. So, which I know, it's probably making you blush, but
A little
it
bit,
is
a
the
little
truth.
bit.
It is how I feel. So I'm a little nervous about it. I'm hoping that I can do well by you. But anyways, today we are going to be talking about a whole slew of things that have me all kinds of excited. We're going to be talking about Among Us animated series getting a preview image. We're going to be talking about an update on Handmaid's Tale season 6. But before that, we have to talk about Squid Game. Squid Game got a little bit of a first look bit of footage via a post from Netflix earlier today. It wasn't a lot. It was a little bit of a brief moment showing our protagonist making his way through what looked like an airport when he gets a mysterious phone call telling him that he is going to regret things. Perri, how does this make you feel? Does this make you excited for season 2?
I'm so excited for Squid Game. John, I'm obsessed with Squid Game. I will also say, just more broadly, I thought that 2024 teaser for Netflix was very effective. It got me excited for their slate of movies and shows. I thought it was well cut, put things on my radar that might not have been. And then ending it with Squid Game, I thought was a very, very big deal. It is, not like this wasn't already obvious, but it's quite clear that that's a pretty big brand for them at this point, especially after Squid Game The Challenge season 1 debuted and just absolutely crushed it. Maybe not to the extent of Squid Game the drama, but it was a very successful season of reality TV that I loved. But I'm very excited to jump back into the story. I'm assuming it's definitely an airport that he's in because he's dressed exactly the same as he was at the end of Squid Game season 1. So from my perspective, at least, it looks like a direct continuation of where things left off. And, it's kind of something that I expected. There's no new information. It's a very similar type of phone call that
Yeah.
wrapped up season 1. At this point, my biggest questions about the show is, how is the structure going to change? Because, it is quite clear he's wealthy, he's played the games, he survived the games. Is he going to go back into the games? And if he doesn't go back into the games, then how is the show going to find a narrative structure where he can be doing what he needs to do in order to take down the folks in control while we're still experiencing the high concept appeal of the game? So I'm just curious to see what the main narrative winds up being.
Yeah, I definitely if I had to venture a guess, I think what'll probably wind up happening is either he's going to be forced into another game or he's going to find a way into another game to try to take it down
Yeah,
from the
that's what I'm
inside.
thinking.
Kind of seems like if I was running the show, that's sort of the direction that I would want to go with it. When Maggie and I talked about this on a previous episode, I likened this to the Battle Royale films, where the first one was about the actual game, and then the second one was very much about them trying to take it down and very much resisting the government. So maybe we might see something like that where there isn't a game as part of the main narrative and it's more about tracking down the people behind it. But I think that they're gonna want to stick to that game format because the game is really the star of the narrative. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the way that it winds up going. But as far as the rest of the slate, there was so much other stuff that was revealed. Perri, what amongst everything that we saw there got you the most excited?
You
Besides,
know the answer. You know the answer to this. I feel like everyone in the chat who knows me knows the answer to this. I am so incredibly excited for Cobra Kai season 6. Obviously, seeing it pop up in this piece upped my hype for a season that I'm already very much looking forward to. I did get very hooked, though, on some of the behind the scenes images that the cast and creators have shared. In particular, the creators shared one behind the scenes image at the Miyagi dojo, and it almost features the entire main ensemble together, which is very exciting because that's kind of what Cobra Kai has been building towards. Them all separating into different dojos and having a different difference of opinions on many matters, and now they're fighting together. And I found that very exciting. And also, considering Hawk is my favorite character, I have gotten into the habit of getting very excited to see what his new hairstyle is going to be. So I believe Sholo posted that image on his Instagram, and we got a good look at the new Hawk. Very excited about it. I can't wait for more. I'm assuming a trailer has to drop in the very near future.
I think we're going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next week we wind up with a lot of additional stuff from many of the projects that showed off there. So yeah, Cobra Kai is one that I'm expecting we're going to get something from. And honestly, that's probably the one out of the entire slate that I am the most interested to see more from. As we've talked about on the show, I'm not a big series watcher. I don't watch a lot of them, but there are a few that have, been ones that I've made a point to watch, and Cobra Kai is one of those, and it's just spectacular. So I'm excited definitely to see more of it. But yeah, so that's what Netflix has coming down the pipeline. Is there anything that you felt like was missing from the slate that maybe you would have wanted to have seen?
Good question, but nothing that comes to mind. There wasn't anything that I was expecting to see in there that wasn't included. No.
Fair enough. I was watching it and I was like, man, they are hitting every single point. So for me, there was nothing too overly expected, but it is Netflix. They've got 8,000 things going at all times. So
that they do. I was very happy to see how heavily Hitman was represented in that trailer too. It's been crushing it on the film festival circuit. So I'm really hoping that one winds up being a big hit for them.
That was one that definitely, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I definitely need to check that out.
Here, you know what was missing, John?
What?
It's new acquisition from Sundance 2024. It's What's Inside.
Oh.
I mean, it's probably too soon to add that movie to a preview piece like this, but if you spend something like $17 million buying the rights to a movie out of a film festival like Sundance, I have to imagine they're going to push that one pretty hard when time comes to release the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. It was probably far too soon for them to really include any of it in there, but it's going to be coming. We're going to get a chance to watch that on that platform pretty soon. So that'll be good to check out. Go ahead and check out the slate for yourself. See if there's anything in there that catches your fancy. I'm sure there's something for everybody in there. Speaking of season updates and upcoming television to look forward to, we got an update on Handmaid's Tale season 6 straight from its star, Elisabeth Moss. While she was on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, that was a weird way to say that. While she was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, she mentioned that season 6 is going to be entering into production during the summer, and she is expecting that it'll probably mean a 2025 release for the season, which is a little bit of a ways out there, and it's already been a little while since we had season 5, but maybe it'll be one of those shows that's worth the wait. It is definitely not let us down so far. Perri, are you looking forward to more Handmaid's Tale? What is your sort of feelings about the show in general?
Very much. I'm looking forward to it, but I have mixed feelings, and those mixed feelings don't come from the quality of the show, because the quality of the show has been sky high since the very beginning. It's just, it's weird to think about day one of watching The Handmaid's Tale and being like, wow, this is scary, but thank God we're at least like this far apart from that happening. And a lot of things that the show has tackled have become realities, and that is wildly disturbing. But quality of the show is sky high. I always look forward to more of this. I think the folks behind the show and the folks in front of the lens deliver every single time. I also loved the very ending of season 5. It really excited. Every single season of Handmaid's Tale ends in a way where, yes, I want to see more, but in particular, that last shot of season 5, I'm just like, I need more now. And it makes me a little nervous that we're going to have to wait until 2025. We were talking about this a little with Yellow Jackets recently. That is going to be the next big widespread challenge that a significant amount of popular shows are going to have to face due to the delays largely caused by the strikes. they're going to have to sustain somewhat like a degree of momentum. They're going to have to make sure that people are still interested, that they feel well caught up enough on these shows when we're looking at something like a year or 2 year breaks between seasons. And it's like not the easiest hurdle to overcome, but I have to hope that quality will prevail, and if they deliver a great next season, that the audiences will still be there.
Do you think that Handmaid's Tale in particular will have the longevity to be able to make it through that long of a wait?
Yes, I do. I do always think that there's a built-in audience for Handmaid's Tale, but admittedly, over the years, I think it started off on a high in terms of, general buzz and also award season talk as well. And it does seem like that cooled off a little bit. It's not as hot a contender as it once was, but I do think that there's a built-in fan base that show has amassed, and they will be there.
I have to agree. I think that of many shows, I don't think are going to be able to survive something that long, because that'll be about 2 years, right? When did season 5 end? Do you remember?
Season 5 ended. Was it a year? Was it a year ago? Exactly a year ago? So we're talking about, I think it was a year ago. So roughly a 2-year gap.
Yeah. I think of any show that could possibly do it, Handmaid's Tale is definitely one of them, because it is like a much beloved prestige television series. So I think that it could definitely go with it. MK Songbird did say it was sometime in November 2022. So we're already a year on. That's pretty it's a pretty long time to go. But that is the way that television seems to be these days. Long gone are the days of getting a season every 6 months, it seems, sadly. So it's just where we're at. We're also going to have a little bit of a wait for this next piece that we're going to be talking about, which is the Among Us animated series. Yes, if you did not know, the hit video game that was so popular amongst basically every Twitch streamer ever is getting an animated series, and that is coming from CBS TV Studios and Innersloth themselves. And Innersloth actually just recently released a preview image on their Instagram. It is just simply the cafeteria on the ship with a little bit of detailing in there. It's nothing like super exciting, but it is showing that there is progress coming on this show. Perri, did you ever get a chance to play Among Us?
I did. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert or especially well versed in that world, but that is definitely one of the games that, in particular during lockdown, when we were mostly, hanging out virtually, that's a game that popped up quite a bit and helped me get through it a little. And like, I love it. I love it so much. I love the nature of the gameplay. I'm really bad at it. I have no poker face. I suck at Among Us.
I was awful.
I still love the idea. I love how like the user interface of the game, and I love the design. Like, I love the character design. So I'm just really excited to see this come to life in an animated series format.
It is like the game just has so much charm to the animations and the designs, and everything about like just this world is so bubbly and bouncy, and despite the fact that there's like horrific murder happening around every corner, it's such a like very fun world to be in. And so I am excited for an animated series. I actually did not know that it was coming until I saw this preview image. So I'm completely on board for it. Are there any like other like maybe like smaller games or any other properties, be it books or anything like that you feel like would be prime for an animated series?
Oh, you are asking the wrong person. I don't game very much. If we'll
move outside of games, maybe other
if
other
we made an animated series based on the games I play, it'd be like an animated Wordle series, and like, who wants to play that nonsense?
They made an emoji movie. I think they could make an animated Wordle.
Emojis at least have some sort of, I don't know, anthropomorphized element,
or can be given characteristics as much as emojis can.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't game much.
That's what we've got for the episode today. Let's take a moment and let's dive into chat, because we've been getting a few questions here. For instance, Steve over here was asking thoughts on Sony getting 28 years later. We haven't talked about this on the show yet. What are your thoughts on 28 years later coming, with Cillian Murphy being involved and everything?
I'm really looking forward to it. Steve and I had discussed that one recently, and it's a, it's a film series that I quite like. I am an admirer of many of the people involved, and I think I was about to say, I think it's a good time to bring it back, but really with that kind of concept, I think any time is a good time to bring it back. So I'm on board big time.
I'm kind of hoping that it revitalizes the zombie genre, just because I've been a big fan of zombie movies my entire life, and it's been a while since we've had like a really good. I mean, we had that Zack Snyder what was it called? Army of the Dead. I always space on the name of it because I'm sorry, but it's just such a generic title. But outside of that, we haven't really had much zombie media besides The Walking Dead, and it'll be nice to get something zombie related, is where I feel on it.
Well, there's a zombie-like movie coming out real soon in Lisa Frankenstein.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, Frankenstein is its own thing, but I mean, I was excited to see that movie already, just because it's such a it has such a great production design to it, that I'm such a big fan of it. Excited, curious in the Rogue Troopers movie announced from Duncan Jones being made using Unreal Engine 5. That's from MK Songbird. That'll be interesting, just because I am such a huge fan of them using game technology for film production. I loved everything going on with The Mandalorian when they were using the volume and all of the technology behind that. So seeing more and more of that has just got me excited. Also, somebody who, I in my free time use Unreal Engine quite a bit. I've been working on learning it and doing some development with that. So I'm completely on board for seeing more and more of a proliferation of the use of this technology. I think it's going to be pretty great. Do you have any thoughts on this, Perri, on Rogue Troopers?
I do not have a whole lot of knowledge about Unreal Engine quite like you do, but in general, any technology that's worked into the filmmaking experience to serve it for the better, great. I just always like to make sure that certain visual styles and tools are integrated into the end result that we see on screen well. And when you bring up the volume, I've seen it used well, and I've seen it not pan out as well as I would like.
I think I trust, of all people, I think I would trust Duncan Jones to do it'll at least be a very good looking project.
I am looking forward to more from Duncan Jones.
Yeah. Anyways, that is where we're going to end our episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Perri, is there anything that you've got coming down the pipeline that you would like to promote?
I'm actually going to take a moment to promote someone. I believe this one is Steve's, because if anybody has been following along with the Collider FYC screening series that we work on with the fine folks at Landmark Theaters, we've been ramping those up a good deal. And I believe the next one is one that Steve, oh no, this isn't the next one. There's more to come. So I will have more announcements soon. That was a great tease that I didn't intend to make. Steve is moderating a post-screening Q&A for the Teachers Lounge, and that is happening at the Landmark Westwood. If anyone has not been to the Landmark Westwood, it's one of my favorite theaters in all of Los Angeles. I think it's beautiful. I love the vibe there. That is where this screening is taking place on February 13th at 7 p.m. So definitely when you get a chance here, I'll even drop this in the live chat so you have a quick link to it. If you click on that, it'll take you to all the necessary information and also the landing page to buy tickets. So please do. And hopefully we'll see you there, and stay tuned, because we're going to have more Collider FYC screenings for you very, very soon.
I will say, for me, that's probably one of the biggest, one of the things that I am the most upset that I don't live in LA for is all of the different Collider screenings and everything going on down there that I miss out on. Cause I hear you and Steve talk about all this cool stuff that's happening, and I'm like, man, I really wish I could go, but that's 800 miles away. So
I don't mean to rub it in, but I like to hype up the screening series, whether it's FYC or the regular series, or we did the Scary Perri series in October. they're a lot of fun. And it's, you know, we love our virtual community that we have here on Collider Dailies. It's like, it really is a special experience to get to meet so many of you face to face, and to be able to like share in our enthusiasm for movies in the same room. So really grateful that we get to do stuff like this.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have to make a trip down and actually go to one.
Please do.
But while you're over there getting tickets for the screening, just be sure to check out Collider.com. We've got some fantastic articles. We've got great interviews coming down the pipeline. We've got great premium video coming. It's all just fantastic stuff over there. Get over there, get informed, stay informed, and have a fantastic time. We will be back tomorrow. It'll be us again, won't it?
You're stuck with us. You're stuck with us all week.
I think it's a great week is all I have to say about that. So yes, we will be back tomorrow with more entertainment news for you. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and take it easy.